Hello and welcome back to another segment, Tips and Techniques videos from Fabricmate Systems, where we show you how to install fabric onto walls or ceilings. Today we're going to show you a couple of methods of cutting. We're going to start with the chop saw here. And this is a progression of segments. Here we're going to do 45. The basic 7¼ inch chop saw with a fine tooth blade. You can see a nice cut on there. And it cuts nice and clean. Another method would be the hand chamfer cutters. Very handy to have for small cuts. If you're doing a wall or two, you can see nice and clean. On the left side, we're going to show you a horizontal layout. Here you're going to see a couple of methods where track can be installed. One is the inexpensive hand stapler that you can get from your local Home Depot or Lowe's. It'll work fine for a wall or two here and there, or for doing panels in your house. Another method, if you don't have that, most people have a drill. You can use a drill with drywall screws, spaced about every 6 inches apart. Back to the staples, people ask, well, how far should they be apart? In most cases, we say 1 to 2 inches apart would be adequate, but it's always appropriate to kind of tug on it, pull the track, and see if it's secure. Again, another method is the drywall screw. You place those about 6 inches apart. They should grab real nicely into the drywall and hold very tight. A little bit slower method, but again, just fine for some walls in your house. Another method, if you're a serious DIYer or the contractor, is the pneumatic staple gun. This is the preferred method if you're doing any kind of quantity of this system here. Very inexpensive tools. You can pick them up at Harbor Freight, Home Depot, Lowe's. 1/4 crown staple. About 7/8 to 1 inch. You can see how fast this goes. 1 to 2 inches apart. So you're always looking at the alignment. Make sure that the track is straight. Again, you can see how fast. Now the framework is up. This again is a horizontal layout. This is a square edge as opposed to the beveled edge on the right side. So now you have the fabric mounting frame up. The next thing is going to be your core. So the first core that's going to be going up here will probably be the soft core. So again, you can cut this relatively easy with a pair of scissors, a razor knife, very fast and easy, comes on a roll. So bottom panel is going to have a rigid core. This one here is meant for stapling, using a push pin tack. So for wall protection, great for the home office, great for the corridors. Now we're going to go ahead and apply the sheet of fabric into the fabric mounting frame. Again, a couple different methods, but the most common one is to go ahead and use the 4-in-1 tool. Tuck it into the corners. It's designed specifically for this. And at this point, again, you're trying to get your fabric sheet on there in the proper orientation, the right face out, making sure that if there's any weave or pattern in the fabric, this is your time to adjust it. You're looking to see if by chance there is any flaws on the fabrics, or something that may have soiled it along the way. And so now once you've tacked it up, you typically go back and you start from the middle of the panel. You've seen this in other segments. Start from the middle of the panel and go out towards the corners is always recommended, so you don't walk the fabric. We've had times where people will start from the corners and go inward, and you'll get to the middle and you'll find a big pucker there, and there's really no way to get that out except start over again. So work from the middle, whether it's on the sides or tops or bottom, and go middle out, middle out. Again, while always watching the weave, watching your face of fabric. Recommended on large walls to just stand back from time to time and take a look at it and make sure that everything looks the way you want. You can see there it was pulled out. Easy to go ahead and reposition. That's the beauty of this. There's no glue. It's real user friendly. You're going to go ahead and make sure your corners are in all the way. This is what we like to call seating the fabric. So here you're going to make sure you've pushed it all the way in, whether it's our 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch frames. We have these in multiple thickness for different applications. Go ahead and push the tool in, and you're making sure that you've seated it all the way back in before you pull the scissors out. The next step that you'll be doing is you'll go ahead and most likely be rolling or rocking. We have the rocker tool, depends on what tools you have. If you're doing a small wall or two in your home, the rocker tool is fine for that. If you're going to go into anything larger, it's recommended to get this roller tool. There's a DIY roller, and there's also the contractor grade aluminum tool that'll last a lifetime. So now we're going to trim the corners. We recommend trimming these corners very close. You want to have the least amount of fabric in the corner area. Then you can go back and get your corners. Corners are the area where you may tend to make a little mistake. Get your corners in. We say about 1 inch to 2 inches back. And again, take your time here. There's no need to rush. And once you have them defined, again, the 4-in-1 tool really makes it easy to get that done. And here we've got all 4 corners done. So now you're going to be looking at grabbing either your rocker or your roller. And again, start from the middle. And you're basically just going to roll this in. And you'll see how nice and easy the fabric rolls into the hidden channel. All fabrics are going to react a little different. You're going to have thin fabrics, thick fabrics, ones with weaves, one with prints. So pay attention to that. Sometimes you might have to put a little bit more muscle in, but you can see fast and easy. Here, switching over to the rocking tool. This may be the only tool you have. Again, it's perfectly adequate for several panels or a few walls even in your house. Just going to take you a little bit more time, but works well. So here again, the same process on the bottom panel. It's going to seat this. Going to circle back around and do the corners. Going to duplicate everything that was seen on the top panel. Here's going to use the rocker tool here instead of the 4-in-1. So again, it's your preference. Though they're both adequate. And here we're getting ready to finish rolling it off. You can see it just comes in nice and clean. And really a lot of this can be laid up. You can finish within one Saturday afternoon, finish that home theater, get that kid's bedroom done. Really do something at the home office there and really spruce it up and add a lot there. It looks like we have it. So thanks again as always. This is 2 panels, 1 horizontal, 1 vertical. Nice, fast and easy way to put fabric on the walls. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up.